Here we go. This is going to be fun. It's going to be Parting in the bottom left there, and in the top right we have Threepoint. It's going to be Rad who set Station to start. That's crazy. These are two of the most aggressive players you can basically get. And yeah, it's just kind of wild. So this is like a 12 pool, right? This is about as quick as you can get from Threepoint. And so he's just going to cheese his ass off. And I think he's hoping that Parting goes Nexus first. And it's not going to be a Nexus first. I mean, maybe he can still break it, but this does not look very good. So right now, we have Threepoint going around with the drone. And I guess he's gonna offensive hatch. Like you have to make this like insanely all in. Kind of funny he went by that tower. I'm not sure what that was all about, but okay, he sends us over here. He's gonna put down a hatchery somewhere, I'm sure. Like I'd be surprised if it was just a spine. I think you gotta block completely here. Like block a piece of the wall or something. Okay, the drone comes in. And he makes a hatch at the top of the ramp. That's not what I expected at all. Really and truly, that is not what I expected. This is a little bit wild. I've never seen this placement. Like in the wall, sure I've seen it. At the natural, sure I've seen it. Next to the pylon, in front. All those things I've seen at the third base of Protoss, sure. But yeah, this is a very strange situation to have it at the top of the ramp. I don't know how well that is going to work out. Parting cancels his Nexus. Oh man, his Zealot went out. Threepoint getting some value here. Gonna send his Lings back. He's going after the shield battery. He is gonna be able to force a cancel on that. In fact, that was a straight kill, I believe. And yeah, he's dealing a lot of damage here to these Zealots. The Zealot, oh, it's so low. Oh, it's so low. Oh, it's so low. No, it lives somehow. Oh my god, that Zealot is at like no health. I'm so surprised he didn't target it again. Dude, you're letting it heal. Oh no, look at how much it's healed now. You gotta keep that damage on it, man. More Lings coming across the map. Threepoint is making his natural hatchery right now, right? So there is the possibility of like of turning this into a different type of build, like maybe recovering. It doesn't seem like he should be able to with the amount of money that he spent. Well, that's interesting. Parting was attacked with so many probes, he decides he has to take them off. I don't think that'll allow the queen to get out still. Yeah, but a nice surround there. The broodling's going to help. Getting around this completely. Oh, dude, that's a crazy kill right there. But honestly, I think these adepts are going to be fine. Like with the shield battery, I think you can kill off the rest of the Lings here. Like that's a great shade. Look at this. Yeah, he's really whittling it down now. The Ling's going up into the main base. 12 workers against 21 right now. And the thing is, once this is held, you have to hold on against the adepts that come across the map without Zergling speed. That's going to be difficult. That is going to be difficult. So 32 Lings have died. Look at that. He actually didn't kill that much. That's surprising how little he actually killed, but there was a lot of lost mining time there. You got to keep in consideration. So I think Parting's adepts are going to cause some big problems here. He's making some queens. He's trying to utilize them for some defense. But yeah, 4 adepts, man, that'll kill a queen. Very tough, very tough. All right, he did connect the creep. That's really important, honestly. Backing up with those queens. I like that Parting is putting the damage onto the queens, by the way. More Lings come out, but don't forget these are slow Lings, so you don't get as good a surround. Good micro there from Parting. Yeah, this might be done. It might be done. 3-point with some interesting ideas here against parting. But yeah, it's that whole stabilization against adepts when you know, if you force your opponent into double gate because you're Zergling rushing, this is like always what happens is this very strong counterattack. Now, parting does have that natural nexus. He's going into glaives, he's going into a robo, and the odds of being able to drone and then hold on against the adept pressure while parting takes a third seems to be very close to 0. That's a hard one for me to imagine. All right. So making basically a full wall here. I like the idea to keep adepts out. Obviously the prism's going to come. Like I'm trying to stretch my brain here and figure out how 3-point can not just get destroyed. And it's very difficult to come up with because see that third nexus started by parting? Like this is basically exactly what you need to do. This is like how to punish Zerg. When you've dealt damage to them and they have to drone, is you maintain pressure. You don't, I mean, you could all in, but I think the more sophisticated, smarter way to do it, if you're confident in your overall game, is to expand and continue to pressure, right? So you continue to pressure, making them make defenses, making it hard for them to get their drone count back where they need it. You don't waste shit. You get your third base, so on and so forth, right? You continue to build up your power, and like Zerg just isn't scaling as well at that point. You've already done the damage. Now this is especially true here, what we see. But I think a very, very well played game from parting so far. So he's going to go ahead and basically blink these with the prism. Breaks through. So the spine is gone, putting some real damage down. Now, he doesn't have to finish the shade. He doesn't necessarily have to do that much, right? There's all these roaches. He does finish the shade. We'll see how much he gets. There are these roaches, so it might get held. Okay, he loses a prism. See, I don't feel like he's doing as much right now with these. We'll see, though. So he's kind of going slightly against what I was talking about, right? But the thing is, his third base is behind his natural on this particular map, so I don't think there's any way for him to be punished for this. But I think on more open maps, maybe there's some small... probably not in this particular case, but I think the general idea of if you waste the adepts too hard, maybe there could be a counterattack that's pretty strong. Now, 3-point's going for a Nidus all-in, which makes sense. You probably do have to bring everything you have to have a real chance. These might end up seeing it. He's going to cancel. Oh, no, he didn't cancel. And he sees the Nidus. So he's picking off as many drones as possible, which is a super huge amount. Holy crap. So all the adepts are gone now. We have 14 drones, so barely more drones than what you start with. And all he has to do is watch out for where this is going to be. And he's got a good spread of units. So I think this game, I think 3-point will GG in a second. He'll start his Nidus, it'll get blown up, and he'll GG. There you go. Look at that. I'm clairvoyant. Okay. Thank you for the raid. I actually have this kind of fucked up. Raid. Okay. Sir Lar, thank you for the big raid. Appreciate it, man. Hope you had a good stream. What's up, computer? Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. I hope you have a good stream. Yeah, have a good chat, guys. I was glancing over during the cast watching hot takes on esports and why esports is or is not good. Literally nothing you guys said had anything to do with what I was talking about. All right, let's go to our next game. Damn. Fuck yeah. We need one more of those. Light Fury is the best. All right, we're back at it. It's Parting versus Threepoint. We're going into game number 2 here. It's going to be on Alcyon. Yeah, Parting leads 1-0. Holds that very all-in build there from Threepoint. Threepoint was unable to recover. No, this is not Solar. This is Threepoint. He's a very cheesy Korean Zerg player. Very aggro. Super all-in. Fun to watch. Fun to watch. He definitely brings out some different builds and some different strats, trying to pick up quick wins. That weird cartoon dog. Oh my gosh. So. Oh, look at that. He blocks the pool. That's annoying. That's really annoying. Probe doing a good job with the harassment here. And harassing those mineral patches as well. Threepoint just going to go ahead and attack it a little bit. Try to get it out of there. And I wonder what Threepoint is actually going to be going for here. Not entirely sure. Like, does he go to 3 bases quickly? Like, the thing is, he had to expand to his 3rd base location, so you think he's going to go to 3 base quickly. And he's like, well, he is mining some gas, so I guess he could try to get into an all-in here, but got to push the probe out. Your base is so out of position. We're going to have to see what his defense looks like. Oh, and Parting actually doesn't go Stargate. You know what? That might just be the player he's playing against. Like, Stargate, I think, is well, I know it is the overall best build for PvZ based on our current understanding of how the game is played. That's not to say that someone could not innovate something else and have that be better, but Stargate is generally the best. But if you're playing against someone like Threepoint that is looking for sharp all-ins that counter meta builds, it might be better to skip that and do something like a Twilight, right? In fact, even a DT rush here would be really a reasonable play for Parting, I think. See that Robo? This might end up being a Dark Shrine, which if I was playing against Threepoint, I would probably get the quickest DT I can because every early rush gets crushed by it. And then it also gives you potential for harassment and stuff. But, I mean, you can go for Blink. You can go for Glaives. Looks like it'll probably be Glaives here, like a 4-gate Glaive. And of course, it's solid. It's a solid build, and it's not all in any way for Parting. It's mostly a pressure build into a 3rd base, but you can actually do a pressure build into a follow-up all in. You know, some people do it with like 1 Colossus, 2 Disruptor. You know, various gateway units in there, and that can be a strong way to play it. All right, so yeah, the Glaives still coming up. I think he did show them lightly there. We have Roaches coming out for Threepoint. He's about equal to the probe count right now with his drones. We'll see how heavily he takes this defense. Now he sees these adepts coming. That's really important. All right, he's making some Ravagers. I see 2 being made. I think you do want a 3rd one here. 3 Biles kills a Prism. So if you think the Prism's coming, there once upon a time, that was like a pretty common counter. And he is actually doing the follow-up DT Shrine. This is an older build. This is something that Zest used a fair amount back in the day. And it's a very good mix-in with Glaive builds, is to occasionally get a Dark Shrine with it. Because obviously you're not really thinking about spores here. And in fact, he makes a spore, though. So he's actually making spores. That's interesting. He might just look at this and say, yeah, I play against the DT follow-up quite often. But the DT follow-up, like, you know, if they try to do like a non-layer based counterattack after holding this, the DT follow-up crushes. And in fact, he is going layer here. He may not have wanted to, but he may feel like he needs to. Yeah, the Adept's not being wasted right now. Very, very key. Ooh, that's a good surround. That's a very good surround by Threepoint. And that's a decent Bile as well. So nice juggling there. He does shade a few through, but he loses a lot of Adepts. And you can see his army supply is pretty low right now. Right? He's got 3 Adepts in this Prism. He has 1 Stalker at home. Any sort of counterattack probably shuts down that 3rd base. But the Dark Shrine is done, so that does give him some potential. You know, Threepoint, if he morphs an Overseer and goes, maybe he can get something done. Between the Ravagers helping him get through and everything. 3 DTs warped in. This is painful. This is painful right here. Losing multiple queens, it looks like. Might end up losing that hatchery. We'll see. That was nice. That was nice. I like that. Overseer is it's on the way, at least. It's trying his best to clear this. Overseer is there, gets picked up there by parting. Yeah, so I mean, looking at this position, it is a tough one for Threepoint.
Extinct One on just resubscribed for 1 month.
Thank you, Extinction. You know, I want to see a full-on attack.
Extinct One on just subscribed.
Thank you. Sorry, we still have those double subs. I think that'll be fixed in a couple days. So we have a Forge coming up. We have the Robo Bay. Gonna get into a little bit of that splash damage. We'll see if he wants to go Disruptor or Colossus here. I feel like this is a Colossus moment. I feel like I'd definitely make at least 1 Colossus. Maybe more. So Prism gonna turn around. You can see like Threepoint did a reasonable job holding there if you look at that overall value, but I think the big value that you're missing here is when he had to cut drones and the current drone count, right? The army of Threepoint doesn't scale like super well or anything. It's not that it scales terribly, like Roaches scale terribly, but this is mostly like Ling Ravager, so they're like kind of useful throughout the game. He is making more Roaches though. Only units being made by Threepoint. He's gonna have to do an attack. There's no Baneling Nest or anything, so the Lings aren't gonna get any better, unfortunately. Colossus coming. 4th Nexus on the way as well. That 4th Nexus, man. Threepoint just has to attack. There's no real options here for him. All right, nice little force cancel. Those DTs still being useful out there. Not bothering to turn them into an Archon or anything. Removing some of the creep here. That 4th base going to get canceled pretty quickly if it gets attacked, I think. Yeah, here comes this attack in. And some Zealots get warped in, but yeah, I mean, you're going to have to just straight up cancel this Nexus. There is no keeping that thing alive. A couple DTs being dropped off here. They do get picked up. Second robo on the way for Parting. The attack has to continue. Like, I don't think you can turn around and go home right now. 52 against 68 workers. It's like 3Point's economy is truly garbage. This is super, super weak economy for him. See more roaches being made. And the attack comes in here from 3Point. Well, I mean, he's doing all right with it, you know? Like, he's honestly doing a little bit better than what I envisioned here. But Parting, I think he's just going to have another warping round and should be able to end up holding. And don't forget that even if Parting loses his third base, like, there might still be some play for him in this game. The Nexus hasn't actually taken damage. The probes, I mean, he's lost a few, but it's not end-of-the-world amounts. He's got 2 Colossi that are microing, more Stalker warp-ins. Here comes... ooh, a couple very good bios right there. Here comes his Disruptor, but that's going to get picked off, unfortunately for him. Blinking forward, and that was basically the attack from 3Point, right? He does not have a great economy. He does not have a great number of hatches. He doesn't have additional tech. He is starting an infestation pit, but as you can see, everything's basically been held at this point. It's got his supply 110 of 200. Not looking too good. He's just trying to remake the same army again. Parting makes a... He has his 4th Nexus up to the left-hand side. Yeah. This is not looking too good. I think what we're seeing from 3Point here is he'll probably rush to Viper. That's like maybe the only thing that he has available where like maybe that'll help him deal with the Colossi and he feels like maybe he can take one more good engage. I don't think that's going to be the case, unfortunately. Parting coming up to put some additional pressure on. He's going after this 4th. The 4th's super crucial for 3Point right now. Yeah, throws those force fields down. Going to be able to deal with a lot of the Lings here before they get cleared. I like the force fields. Even though they're being dealt with, like, the force fields are good. They're buying him a lot of time. They're putting a lot of damage on these frontal units. And that's too much. We have critical mass for Parting. And, yeah, he blinks forward immediately, realizing that is the case. No way to lose the battle, just mathematically. So that's going to be it. GG. Parting wins 2-0. Not a bad series, though, for the second round. And that means that Parting advances as anticipated. I believe he'll be going up against Byun.